Welcome to day 6 of August Road Challenge. The problem given to us today is find all duplicates in an array. So given an array and all the elements in the array ranges from 1 to n. Okay. It cannot be any maximum value. It should be where n is the size of the array. So you can see the size of the array is 8 over here and all the elements values are between 1 and 8. This is the constraint over here. We have to find all the elements that are repeated twice. Okay. Either an element appear once or it can appear twice, not more than that. These are the constraints given over here. Could you do it without extra space? Okay, these are the questions that is given. So let's first do it with extra space in big of n time. After that, we'll try to optimize the space. Okay. So what the solution approach that I'm going to take is quite simple. What I'll do is I will iterate through the array first and store the count in an hash table. Okay. So I'll create an hash table. Okay, so for all the so 4 is not there, so I will insert 4. Okay, I'll keep a counter, so it become 1. Then similarly, I'll insert 3, count as 1. Then 2, count as 1. Similarly, 7 and 8. Again, when 2 appears, the count would become 2. Okay, this will also become 2. Then 1 would be inserted. So this is the hash table that you will create. Then what I'll do is I'll iterate again and see what are the values for which the it's greater than 2, greater than 1. Okay, which is equal to 2, and I will put them in the output array. Okay, so let's it's quite simple, straightforward. Let's code it up. Okay, so yeah, you can use do it in a single for loop itself. For just for explanation, I'll do it in two for loops, two separate for loops. Okay, so first I'll get the size of the array. Sorry, what I will do is I'll also create a U map, a unordered map. The key value is going to be int, and the value stored is also going to be int. Let me name it umap. So what I'm going to do is for so I'm going to iterate through the entire array. So I'll just if the value is there, I will just increment its count. Okay. So I'm just incrementing the count. So the next what I will do is we can do it in single array, but just for explanation, I'm doing it in two arrays. Okay. I will iterate from all the elements in the unordered map. So all the elements in the unordered map. If x dot second is going to actually store the count is greater than 1 or equal to 2, we can have both this condition. What we do is we have to create an output array. Okay, out dot push back the first value, the key value. Okay, so after this or else we'll just go out of it. So finally we'll return the output array. So the x dot first and x dot second mean x dot first returns the key value and x dot second returns the value that is the count. Okay, so when the count is greater than 1, I will return the actual key value. Okay, for 2 and 3 alone, the count would be greater than 1 in our example. So let's run the code. Sorry, I missed the semicolon over here. Yeah. Okay, so the order in which we get this is not important. Okay, so we can submit the code. Okay, the solution is being accepted. So we are doing it in n times, big O of n time, but the problem is we need an extra space, hash table over here. Okay, few things that I wanted to say is you don't actually need a for loop for to iterate in the UMAP. You can put another condition where UMAP dot nums is equal to 2 and do it there itself. Just for simplicity sake, I did it in the another loop. Okay, so you can do it in single loop. Another thing is you can also use a set over here. Since we have given a condition that it can appear only twice. Okay, so hash map would be more suitable if can appear in more than 2 or 3 times. Okay, if it is just going to appear twice, we can check whether it exists in the set. If it is true, we can add it to the array. So these are the modifications that you can do. This is a generalized solution which can be applicable now even for when the elements are repeated more than twice also. So that's the reason why I used unordered map over here. You can also use unordered set. So next solution we'll see. Okay, I'll just save this so that we can share it in the GitHub. So next solution that we are going to see is how to do this in a without any extra space. Okay, so let's go to that solution. So first I'll show you the approach. So initially this is the array that we got. I'll just draw the array. This array that we got. The values in the arrays are 4, 3, and we know the value would be from the range 1 to the size of the array. Okay, so that is the thing that we take advantage over here, and we also consider that it can only appear twice. We also put them in the context to achieve this solution of constant space. Sorry for the bad drawing. So this is the array that we got. Okay, so what we'll do is we start to iterate from the first position. So we know the values, index values from 0 to n minus 1, array index values. So what we are going to do is, we have the value 4 in the first position, in the 0th index, okay. What we do is, we iterate the for loop from here. I see the value that is inside it, okay, absolute value inside it. And I will go to that index and negate the value. So what I'm actually essentially saying is, the value I get in the first index, 0th index is 4. So I go to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So what I go to is 4 minus 1. So I go to this index and put a minus sign over here. Okay. That's what I'm doing. Then I got that is over. So I'll move to the next position. So I go to the first index. So I see the value which is 3. So what I do is I go to that position. So 3 minus 1 which is 2, and I negate it. I'll put a minus over here. Okay. Then I go to this position. I'll take the absolute value. Okay. So 2 absolute value is 2 only. 2 minus 2 absolute value is 2. Then what I do is I minus 1 from it. So it becomes first index. So I'll put a negation over here. So it'll be minus 3. Then I go to the 7th position. So absolute value of minus 7 is 7. So I go to that position minus 1 which is 6. So I put a negative value over here. Okay. Then I'll again move to 8. And I'll put a negative, okay, I'll go to that position, minus 1, okay, which is the 7th index. So I put negation over here, okay. Then I'll go to 2 and 2, and I'll go to this position, put a negative 2. So what happens is the value is already negative. So at any point of time, if I reach a value which is actually already negative, I know that it's a repeated thing. So 2 is repeated. So what I'm essentially saying is, when you see the first time the value, we put it negative. Again time when we see the value will be already negative. So that is the condition that we check. If the value is less than 0, we say that value is already repeated, and we'll give it in the output array. Okay, so this is done, and after that we'll go to 3. Okay, the third index is also has a value minus 1. So this second would actually go over here. Sorry, this second would actually go over here, and this third would go over here. And these two things are already repeated. So we can say these things are repeated, and minus 1, when you go to the first index, it is not repeated. It is already positive, so we convert it negative. So the logic is, we loop from the starting to end. When every time we loop, we put the value to be negative. When we see a value is already negative, we know that is a repeated value. So you'll have a very clear understanding when we code it up. Okay, so let's get into the code. So what I'll do is, for int I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So I'm iterating through the entire loop. First what I will do is int position. So this is the position that we are going to actually negate the value. So it will be equal to num of I, okay, absolute value of num of I. So you know why I'll explain why we are putting the absolute value of absolute value of num of I, and we'll do -1. Okay, so this is the position that we are going to change. Okay, so for example, when you get the value 4, what you do is we get the absolute value of 4, which is 4, then -1 is 3. So we go to this index and put minus. Okay, that's what we are essentially saying. What I will do is I'll put in a minus. Num of push is equal to minus of the same thing. Okay, I'll do this. I will check it. So this is the first time I'm doing minus to 7. Okay, this position. If it's already done, it would be less than 0, right? It would be negative, right? So I'll check that condition. So what I can do is I can check the condition whether it's less than 0. Okay, if it is less than 0, what I can do is I can insert it into the output array. So output is, I'll just zoom it a bit. We have the output array initialize. So every time when this condition is true, I have to insert that element into the array. Which is num of I. Absolute value of that num of I. So I guess this should work. So what I'm doing over here is, so let's say we get the value 4. Okay, what we do is we go to we get this value and position would become 3. Okay, if num dot position is less than, so 7 value is not less than 3. So if it's not less than 3, what we'll do is we make this value 7 to be -7, and we again do the same thing for 3. For 3 would go to this index and make this -2. Okay, so at a point where it is actually making the repetition, we add that to the output array. So I'll also dry run with an example to make it clear. For time being, we'll just run the code. Okay, sorry. It's nums.i. I could have simply change the value over there, name over there. Fine. Have I put all the semicolons? I guess so. Yeah. So we are getting the right output. We can submit the code. Yeah, the solution is accepted. So this solution doesn't require any extra space. Okay. It actually, we do all the operations in the actual array itself. So if you want to return the original array after doing this, what you do is you for all the values which are less than 0, you just multiply it by -1. Okay, that would return the original array itself. So what I will do is I will just dry run with an example so that you'll have a clear understanding. So this is a code. So this is the input that we have. Okay. So what we're doing is first we come over here. Okay. So the index should be at 0. We take the absolute value of num of I, which is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. So we go to the third index. Okay. In the third index, we'll check whether it's less than 0. Initially, it would not be, it would be just be 7. Okay, it is not be less than 0, so it will not go inside this condition. What we do is, after this thing, we make the num dot post to minus num of post. So 7 would become minus 7. Okay, this is the first end of first iteration. The second iteration, what would happen is, we start at 3. So we'll take the absolute value, which is 3, and 3 minus 1 is 2. We go to this index. We see whether 2 is less than 0. It is not. So what we do is, we make 2 to be minus 2. And again, we come over here. We get the absolute value of minus 2, which is 2. Okay, that's the reason why we are using the absolute. So when you're doing it, it will be minus 2 actually. We want the actual value, which is 2. So we get the actual value, which is 2 minus 1, which is 1. Then we'll check whether this one position value as negative. So initially it would be 3. So it would be greater. Then we'd be making 3 to minus 3. The same things would be happen. Let's see an example where we'll be actually meeting our first repetition. So we reach this point 2. Okay. So 2 absolute value is 2. Minus 1 is 1. We go to this index. We check the value. The value would be minus 3 already. So it is less than 0. That is the point where we insert ABS of num of I, the absolute value. Okay. So do you get the point over here? So this is what actually happens.